Hey everybody, welcome to Two Comic Book Dudes. This is just another Zenescope Monday. Although it's not a Monday, we kind of got off, but whatever.
Pretty close. Pretty close. We're trying. We're doing what we can.
Could be worse. It could be a Thursday, but
Okay.
um, so we're catching up one week, and then we have this week's books as well that we're reviewing. So every week we try every week to do just another Zenescope Monday. We review all the books that are coming out from Zenescope Entertainment. If there's any books you're looking for, especially for this week, maybe your shop doesn't carry them, definitely go to zenescope.com and you can check out their cool library there. They have a bunch of things for sale. Buy pretty much any issue you're looking for. I've seen almost everything for the last 12 months is still up on the site for sale. Probably before.
And plus variants. Plus variants.
Yep, the basic variants. Most of the ones you can get, covers A through C or A through D, which are the standard four. But then there are also, other variant covers that you can get. So a lot of cool stuff. But definitely check out their website, zenescope.com. So this week we're looking at books that came out last week and books that are coming out this coming Wednesday.
Yep.
So right into that.
So yeah. So first we're going to start with 3 books that came out on the 14th, and then we'll have 2 books that are coming out on the 21st at the end.
Yep. And be sure to look for us on Twitter at #JAZM. We always try to tweet out the new episodes that we do, and then any other Zenescope news. We try to include that tag. So definitely try to make more use of that.
Yep.
So we're going to kick things off with the finale. Finally, the finale of Realm War: Age of Darkness, number 12. This is the end of the war. At first, I was kind of like, now this came out last week, so we can talk about it. We can spoil it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I knew you were really, really pumped for this one, so I was going to let you just have it and just go with it.
Okay. I really was excited to see how this wrapped up because, all the other books have kind of kicked off and they've been like a year later and here's what's going on. It's like, really? Tell me what happened. How come they killed everybody, but they're still alive now? And this was good. I mean, it's the final showdown between Sela and the Dark Queen. And just a whole bunch of stuff happens in this book. It's really, really worth picking up. But the finale comes down to what I expected, some kind of reset button. But I really like the way they do it in this because it's not so much like, oh, magic spell, everything's fixed. It's really there's really a purpose to it, and there are still things that have changed that will remain changed. So I thought that was cool. I like that. But yeah, it was good. It's worth picking up. I won't spoil the whole thing, but there is a reset button that happens, a reset kind of a thing. But it's definitely worth reading. And Sela and everybody who was involved with that knows what happened before and what happened, with the reset. So they're still affected by the whole thing. But a lot of the people who died are back to life. So yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, same way. I thought it was a great book. Great way to wrap that up and kind of give us some closure. And actually, reading that and knowing what happens in it, you can see in other books that have come out since then, that are like the year later on, you can see where some of this went and where it came from now.
Yeah, yep. It's pretty cool. And speaking of one of the, that'll be our next one we transition into. Grimm Fairy Tales 115 is out last week as well. And that was one of those that jumped ahead a year when Realm War kicked off. And we're all like, what happened? Why are all these people at this new school? And who's everybody? And, so, but I'll let you talk about this one. This was pretty good. I like this one.
It was pretty good. It was mainly centered around Lance.
Yep.
And, oh, man. It seemed like it was mainly just centered around him and him, getting the sword. And then once actually, taking hold of it and wielding it for a moment, seeing what happens and if he's truly in control anymore while this is going on.
Yeah, it was interesting. I like the fact that they went on a field trip. That was kind of funny. And Shang's with them, and he's basically telling them all these things about Ares' helmet. I love that. It's like, I don't want to overstep my place in history, but this dent right here, I did that. So that was kind of funny.
He was Mars back then. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But so Lance was a prince of Wonderland. Some things happened there where his family left Wonderland and they came back, and his parents were killed by the Ace of Spades, so that was pretty tough. And now Bloody Bones is kind of in his head and his dreams, kind of
to get kind of being haunted by all that now. Yeah,
right. Then of course Bloody Bones, the creature that was released a few issues back with the whole thing with Callie or with Violet taking on the Spirit of the Mad Hatter and the convergence and all that stuff. But yeah, it was very interesting because Calyxval, which is the sword that we see on the cover here, is the twin of Excalibur. So it was also trapped there and can never be returned. Now Lance pulled the sword from the stone, but the sword had a mind of its own and kind of possessed him and was driving him towards killing. So it was interesting. It was a pretty good story. Get a little more background on him. Some other things happen with Ali and some other stuff going on in the Arcane Acres. So it's a good book. It's a good kind of a connector, but interesting story. So we'll see how it continues.
Yeah, bit of an extreme way to remove the sword from Lance also at the end there.
Yeah. Well, we know he's like a plant guy, right? So it was pretty cool.
Go back.
Yep. All right, and then the last book from last week was Robyn Hood number 15. I almost said 115. Robyn Hood number 15. This is the current ongoing series that Pat Shand is writing, and I like this one. This is pretty neat. This is like a standalone.
Yeah, it's like we get back to like the one-shot stories where this is an issue you can pick up and read it and have a complete, finish of a story in it. So I thought that was nice.
Still some interesting things going on with Miriam's power, because she tapped into kind of a more primal power, freed Avaste. Shoot, now that's awful. I can't remember her name. Anyway, the other witch who had been training her freed her from her hold, basically, and now she's trying to get in touch with a more primal energy and like a spirit familiar. So that was kind of. But this one kind of goes, but reaching back into some creatures from Wonderland that show up, or a creature from Wonderland who thinks himself pretty high and mighty, but is actually thought of as the lowest of the low. So that's kind of funny. Yep. They go to meet their idol, Katie Graves, who's lead singer of Novella Kiss, and they try to help her out with some weirdness that's going on in her life. So it's a pretty good story. It's worth reading.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it, as for what it is. And Robyn gets to beat up some skinwalkers for fun. So
I've got some problems with the skinwalkers, That's like if you had racism in these comics, it would be against the skinwalkers. But the whole like it's justified. Did you miss the part where you guys kill people and wear their skins?
Yeah, it seems every encounter she has to remind them of that. So it's pretty fun.
You're the bad guys.
Right.
Really funny. Yeah, it was good. So, all right. Well, this week coming up, we got 2 books to talk about, and I'll let you take off on this one. This was a great book. We really loved the first series, Grimm Tales of Terror, and now this volume 2 is kicking off with a great first issue.
Yes, this one was great. As you can tell by the cover there, it's kind of a play on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We have, our smaller, brainy high school student who wants to come up with a serum, not necessarily a super soldier serum as his friends suggest, but just something to make him equal with everybody else, if not a little bit better.
Right.
And where that actually takes us, and because it's kind of funny because the story actually opens up with a reporter giving an interview to a death row inmate and him kind of telling out this story about what happened and how he got there. So as it goes through the story, it's interesting to see where Hyde is and where Jekyll is truly.
Yeah, it was interesting, especially because I felt like the story itself kind of starts you one way, thinking, "Oh, this is the good guy, this is the bad guy," and then ends you up with a complete twist.
Yes,
so pretty good. We won't spoil this one. It does come out this week, but it's a great book. It's definitely worth picking up.
Yeah, definitely not what you expect.
Yep. And the final book to talk about this week that's coming out on Wednesday is Wonderland number 40. This is really a great ongoing series. We're finding out a little bit more about what the Ace of Spades has planned for the Red King. He the Red King's power last issue or issue before with the en passant collar around his neck and face, and now we see him with the Red King hung up, little tubes out of him, and draining his blood to bring back to life some people who the Ace believes to be back in Wonderland. So
yep. He wants to rebuild some stuff.
Yep, and not good stuff either.
No.
Stuff we got rid of like a couple years ago and needs to be gone. But yeah, it's interesting. So it's definitely going to open up a new chapter for Wonderland. Yep. Of course, we've got Callie still trying to save Violet because Violet's under the influence of the Mad Hatter. As you can see, the Violet as the Hatter here on the front page of the cover.
And we actually in this issue get a good confrontation between those two. You know, where she's finally to a point where she's trying to fight back, and they're actually a confrontation between the two for kind of control of her. So I thought that was good that we finally get to see that.
Yep, pretty cool. And so the finale of that's really not going to happen until next issue, but we do have some interesting play between Callie and Violet. So you have to see how that happens. And of course, that's all just a distraction from the main course that's going on in Wonderland. That the Ace of Spades is manipulating everything. So it's a big issue. It really is. It's gonna lead into some changes for Wonderland. We'll see what happens. You notice this has the launch icon, meaning that this is the kickoff of a new story arc. Great place to jump on with in the Zenescope universe. So Grimm Fairy Tales Wonderland, or Grimm Fairy Tales presents Wonderland number 40 out this week, and of course 4 beautiful covers. This is just one of those that we show you. So
yeah, I'll definitely be looking for this one. I mean, part 1 of the Red King story here. This is something that it feels like it's a setup for something that could be a strong event, a strong storyline that's going to have ramifications for a while.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. All right. So just to recap real quick, we ran through Realm of Darkness number 12, or Realm War Age of Darkness. Sorry, just kind of random. Realm War Age of Darkness number 12, Grimm Fairy Tales 115, and Robyn Hood 15 that came out last week. Grimm Tales of Terror Volume 2 number 1, and Wonderland number 40 that comes out this week. So some great books from Zenescope Entertainment. Definitely, stay tuned. We'll do this every week. We'll try to. If not, we'll do it every week. But we do catch them up. I have been reviewing every Zenescope book now since April of 2014. So April of last year. So you've got a good year and a half now, almost a year and 8 months of books that you can go back and read, and reviews on every single one of those. So if you're behind and you're like, I can never get into this because I just wouldn't understand, just go back and watch the videos or read the reviews. We've got a bunch of stuff out there, and you'll see which books you really need to pick up, and you can go out and go to Zenescope.com and pick them up, or go to your local comic shop, and they may even have them in the dollar bins by now. You never know, or reduced, whatever. So
that's true. This is the 14th, just another Zenescope Monday. So there's 13 other videos, and since we started, I don't think we've missed any books except the one, just because we didn't get it. But all the other ones are covered in the videos from, like, when did we start that? Maybe April or March, somewhere in there?
Yeah, I think it was.
Something like that.
It's 13 weeks ago. No, it's not. It's more than that. It's probably at least 20 weeks ago. So it's been a while. Yeah, I'd say probably in April when we started it. So, but yeah,
that would be the entire first volume of Tales of Terror would be encompassed in those videos.
That's right. So if you want to see what those are all about, you can go back and watch our videose.
Yeah, it's definitely been one of my favorite series. Like it ended really, really strong last year. That last issue, or last month or whatever, that last issue was amazing. And this one, just set up. I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to it coming out this week too.
Yeah, I like the characters. It was Cirrus, is her name, Goddess of Death. So, or one of the Reaper goddesses, I guess. But definitely that finale of the first volume was just excellent. Yeah. worth picking up if you want a little history behind who she is and what was going on. And then this series looks like it's no different. It's interesting because she's there, but in this one, it's almost like she's just observing what's going on. She doesn't really have a hand in anything. Whereas in the other issues, she's always had a hand in what happened. And this one, she's just more observing.
What was, see, the first volume, it seemed like she was the one who was always telling the story.
Right.
And this one, that was reversed.
Yep. So it's very interesting start. We'll see what's different with this. Technically, it is a season with this season.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So good stuff. Check us out on YouTube. Just search Comic Booked, 2 words. You see all our videos there, plus the other stuff that's on our channel. Great stuff. All the way around. Definitely like, share, subscribe, leave comments. We really do appreciate those, and we do respond to those. I'm trying to get some stuff from Zenescope so we can do some giveaways here in the future, because we know you guys like free stuff. What else? Go to comicbook.com, check out our website. We've got tons of articles up there every day. Right now, in fact, to go along with kind of the Halloween theme, we have a movie a day marathon that's going on. So every day there's a new horror movie reviewed for the month of October. You check that out. David Hintzpeter's doing the reviews on that, so those are pretty good. Check us out on Facebook. Comic Booked is our Facebook page. We also have 2 Comic Book Dudes as a Facebook page that has all of our videos posted on there, so you can go check those out. And Twitter and whatever and every place else, we're all over the place.
Yeah, and everybody go tweet at Zenescope and tell them that we did this video and that you really liked it.
Yes, yep. Send it to Pat Shan and everybody else.
Yep.
So, all right. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again next week.
Yep. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one.